We have 3 different things happening now. Oh my, that's scary, right? Okay, so what do you think the first step should be?
Find the points of all those.
Okay, so how do I do that?
It's the one that's farthest to the right.
On the 2, it crosses the Y.
No. On the
Okay.
0, it crosses the Y.
Okay, Kara is doing one thing. Kara's finding the y-intercept.
Wait.
Yeah.
Kara, you found the y-intercept and you're right. And Alex is finding a point. And he's right. Okay? So Kara just looked at this and goes, well, I know where this crosses the y-axis at 2. Right? And it does. Alex said, I'm going to find what f of 0 is. I'm going to put 0 in there. And 0 plus 2 is 2. So I know the point 0, 2 needs to be graphed, which is the exact same point Kara had. Okay? Is it opened or a dot? Is it a circle or a dot? It's a circle, right? Okay. The things that are graphed are going which way from this?
Down. Or to the
left. To the left of this, right? So from here, I can do my slope, which is what?
Negative 1 minus negative 1.
Okay, it's positive 1 over positive 1, but that doesn't help me, right? So if I go negative 1 over negative 1, this helps me. Negative 1 over negative 1, negative 1 over negative 1. I got enough to go by. Okay, here I go. What about next?
Now we have to do that for the next problem.
Now for the next problem. Oh, what the heck does this mean?
That's a good question.
Do you have to like rip it or something?
No.
That means you're going to have a short slot of the line, but it won't fall on the graph because the graph's not big enough.
This means, to say it in English, this means this stuff is happening between 0 and 2. So I'm only going to graph this stuff between 0 and 2. You're only going to see this part of the graph right there, because this is 0 and this is 2. So I'm only going to see this graph, a little tiny piece of this graph right here. Okay? Now, it's going to be hard to find a point there. I don't know what to put in there. I don't know if I should put in, maybe I should put in 2? I don't know.
Well, couldn't you just like make that first part y equals that and then graph those points?
Yep, you can just graph it like a y-intercept. We got a y-intercept, don't we?
Yeah.
Which is 5, right?
Yeah.
We got a y-intercept, which is 5, which I'm just going to put 2 in here, because I've already put 0 in this one, right? I'm going to put 2 in it and see what happens. So if I put a 2 right there, I would get 4 plus 5, which is 9, and I would need to graph the point 2, 9, and that's not going to be on my graph, is it? Okay, so maybe I'll just do the y-intercept one. So can I find the y-intercept at
It's at 5.
5? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it going to be a circle or a dot?
Dot.
Circle. Dot. Yeah, dot.
It's going to be a dot. And what is the slope of this line?
Plus 2 over plus
2 over 1, which isn't going to help me any because I can't go up 2 and over 1.
But you can go
Down 2.
Which is the same thing as down 2 and to the left 1, right? So I can go down 2, left 1, down 2 and to the left 1. This isn't going to help me either, really.
Why not?
Well, because my graph needs to be between
0 and 2.
0 and 2, and I'm going to the left of that. Okay? So it's going to be off of my chart. David did a disservice. So we're going to go up 2 and pretend, and over 1, and up 2 and over 1 anyway. Okay? And I'm going to stop right there because that is 2. That's it. That's all I can graph right there. That's it.
So it's just going to be that little.
It's just going to be this little short thing right there.
And is that point over there going to have a dot?
They will have dots because both of these have equal signs. So I have dots on both ends.
What would happen if one of them was less than or equal to, and one of them was less than.
One will be a dot and one will be a circle.
How do you know which one?
Because at 2, it equals. So at 2, this would be an equals. If this
Okay.
didn't have it here, it would be open.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? All right, and the last one, can I just use slope-intercept form here and get along fine?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not though.
Oh, because it's negative x.
Well,
Well, no, that doesn't
it's
matter.
still going to work, but this would tell me where my line started. If I would just put a 2 in there, this would tell me where my line started. So if this was a negative 2 plus 1, that would be at negative 1. So if this would be 2, negative 1 would be the point where it's going to start, which I kind of like that. Because if I did slope intercept, I'd be over here, wouldn't I? And I don't want to graph anything in there. So 2, negative 1 is where it's going to start, and is it going to be a dot or a circle?
Circle.
A circle. And from there, I can do my slope, which is negative 1 over positive 1 or positive 1 over negative 1. And since this stuff is greater than 2, I want to go this way. I'm probably going to go the
Down.
minus plus, right? Minus, plus, minus, plus. And I'm only going to graph this much of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the next one. and
Sure.
I'm lost.
So, wait, we got to do domain and range. Domain. Leftness.
All real numbers.
Infinity is leftness. Does it go infinitely to the left?
Yeah.
Does it go infinitely to the right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any gaps?
No.
So when you squeeze it in there,
No.
do you see a graph everywhere?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Okay, so the domain is all real numbers.
This one's not range.
Your range.
There's a dot and there's a space.
Does it go infinitely high?
Yes. Well, from a certain point, yeah.
No. This is not infinite. This is a dot, right?
Oh.
It stopped there, right?
But that bottom one
This
is
is
the
not
line.
infinite.
Okay.
Does it go infinitely low
Yeah, after.
after a certain point, right?
Right.
So, first of all, my graph does not exist above this point at all, does it?
No.
It stops right there. So we have to think of all the things that it does before I write this out. It's lower than this point, which I don't even know what this point would be. It's 9, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's lower than 9,
Wait.
because remember when we did put 2 in there, we got 9. So we got 2, 9 as a
It
point.
should be 1-7.
1, 7 is also a point, but 2, 9 is where this exists. Okay. At 2,
Oh yeah, yeah.
at 2, this is 9. So this is the point 2, 9.
Right.
Okay? So it's lower than 9. It doesn't go any higher than 9. It's below this line. It exists everywhere, doesn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, even between here and here, it exists, right? There's something there.
It's gonna be less than
So it's okay as long as it's less than, what is this line?
2.
2. So less than 2 is okay. It's less than 2. But in between 9 and 2, I have a little gap.
Yep.
The gap occurs
So will your range be less than 2?
here. So no.
No, 'cause
This
you-
is how you're going to write this, okay?
it'll be something
This is
else.
what I'm going to write. I'm going to write the set of all f of x such that f of x is less than 2, because I'm okay as long as it's less than 2, okay? Or, okay, now this one's weird, so don't start it out yet. Or that it's between here and here, right? That's the only place it exists. It exists lower than here or between here. correct?
Yep.
So the lowest end of this
5.
is 5, and the upper end of this is 9, and it equals both of those, so that's where we sit.
Oh my god.
I'm
You get
dead.
that?
No.
Do you want to keep these?
We'll do some more. Yeah, we'll finish them tomorrow. I don't like babysitting your papers, but I do.